Witold Lutosławski was a major Polish composer of the 20th century. His funeral music dates from 1958, and it's a 12-tone piece dedicated to the memory of Bela Bartok. The first movement begins with two cellos in a low register. Then the texture gradually thickens and the register rises. A viola line is added, then another viola line, creating a quartet. Eventually, two violins join in, and we have a sextet. The process of rising and thickening continues, but we'll stop in measure 22. Here's the same passage with series forms and 12 count. 4 series forms are in use, P11 and P5, which are related by transposition at the tritone, and I5 and I11, which are also related by transposition at the tritone. Each instrumental line presents series forms melodically and usually in close canonic imitation. In a moment, we'll look closely at the series, but for now, let's just listen to the passage and listen particularly for the melodic intervals within each of the lines. There are actually only 2 melodic intervals in use, the semitone and the tritone. The series alternates tritones and semitones. It thus traces a combination cycle, which can be shown on a 24-unit clock face. Each series form can be understood as tracking along the cycle, either clockwise for the P forms or counterclockwise for the I forms. Let's focus on the melodic tritones. P5 can be understood to consist of the 6 different tritones, which I have numbered 1 through 6. P11 has the same tritones in the same order, but the notes within each tritone are reversed. The 2 I forms also have the same 6 tritones, but not in the same order. It is possible to understand the music just in terms of its melodic tritones, with constant imitation between the parts. In fact, every time you hear a tritone in the lowest part, it is immediately imitated in ascending registral order in the upper parts. Take the 4th system of the score as an example. First, we get tritone number 4 in the lowest part, and then 4 above it. Tritone number 5 passes up through the instruments. Tritone number 6 passes up now through 4 instruments. Tritone number 1, tritone number 6, and so on. And the same thing happens throughout the passage, starting in measure 1. So far, we have talked only about the melodic lines because the series is laid out linearly. But what about the intervals and trichords formed between the parts? At the beginning, when only 2 instruments are playing, we get only unisons and octaves, perfect fourths and fifths, and tritones. When the third voice enters, because of all the octave and unison doubling, we are still getting mostly dyads, and these are mostly perfect fourths or fifths and tritones. When we do get three different notes sounding, the trichord type is always 016, which contains the perfect fourth and tritone along with the semitone. Thinking back to the melody, every segmental trichord is also 016. And even when there are four notes sounding at the same time, we are still hearing mostly dyads and trichords with octave or unison doubling, and these are the same dyads and trichords we've been hearing throughout. In short, the harmony is almost as consistent and restricted as the melody, and melody and harmony share the same concentration on combinations of 1 and 6. There is also a rhythmic dimension. There's a 23-beat pattern, which I have divided into three components, A, B, and C. In the lowest cello part, after an initial statement of A, we hear A, B, C 4 times. First time, second time, third time, fourth time. The remaining voices are in rhythmic canon with this one. That is, each voice as it enters states A and then ABC repeated. This 23-beat pattern is not at all coordinated with the pitch series. In this piece, both pitch and rhythm are carefully patterned, but independently of each other.